I went into a shelter in 2005. It's a heartbreaking situation. If you have to pick and choose, do I buy food for my child or do I get my sanitary needs? That's kind of hard, and no one should have to experience that. It's demeaning. It makes you feel very sad. It's depressing. Depending on your neighborhood where you live, having to go into a store, for example, and ask for credit. The owner can tell you yes or they can tell you no. If you can't even put a loaf of bread on the table, how do you expect for a person to buy a box of tampons that may be $5 and change? I've seen and I've heard mothers do all type of things just to get money to make ends meet, going out onto the streets with their babies, in and out of trucks. What's to say you're gonna come back? What's to say your child is gonna come back? Most mothers, they will put that food on that table. The average mother will put that food on the table for their children with the last 5 in their pocket, and she will find other ways to get the other necessities that she needs.
Stories like Nicole Johnson's is why Love in a Bag is extremely important. Nicole is one of the many women who struggle day in and day out to provide basic necessities for themselves and their children, sometimes putting their children before themselves.
Your period is bad enough when you're at home, but if you're on the streets, you have no sanitary products, which sometimes for some women means using plastic bags or paper towels or bits of clothing that they've ripped off. So this can affect women who are living in shelters, women living on the streets, or somebody who just can't put sanitary products to the top of their shopping list.
Mothers and women coming out of abusive relationships find themselves fleeing their situation and ending up homeless, in and out of shelters, or worse.
Over time, women have limited resources if they're struggling, and period poverty is real, and it's hard to get over that kind of situation when you're marginalized.
So, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention in the United States, 4.8 women suffer intimate partner-related physical assaults and rapes. NCAVD states 1 in 4 women have been victims of violence. So many women leave their harmful situations and become homeless and have to provide on their own. Many also run into financial problems due to feminine and other things being price tag for them.
This is sadly due to the tampon tax. This is the process of feminine hygienic products being taxed. 4 states in the US do not tax these products. Women have taken action and have shown they will not stop at nothing to abolish this horrid tax. They participate in summits and protests to prove they will take down the tax and end period poverty. Some are even lending a hand and making period packs for homeless women themselves.
The purpose of our project is to supply single mothers and women in need of feminine products and other hygienic necessities.
Some of the items that we mainly tried to focus on were tampons, pads, shower gel, baby food, hand sanitizer, lotion, shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste, toothbrushes, and more.
After our first meeting in September as Love in a Bag, we started collecting donations from September to March. Each group member collected donations from family and friends, as well as donated items themselves. As the deadline to collect items approached, Love in a Bag members dropped their items off at the project manager's, myself's, house. It was such a gratifying feeling seeing all of the donations arrive. It's amazing what we can accomplish as a community. Shortly after all of the donations arrived, it was time to start assembling the care packages. I will say this was the fun part. The care packages vary with a plethora of items. Most include toothbrushes, toothpaste, razors, tampons, and pads, while others include shampoo, conditioner, and even baby food. Until the care packages were ready to be packaged and delivered, they were stored in a bucket for safekeeping. The day finally came and it was time to start loading the care packages into boxes, making it convenient to drop off at the Women's Center. Here I am at the Pennywise Resale Center located in Richmond. I pulled to the side at the donation drop-off center. Our care packages were finally on its way to help so many women in need.
Hi, my name is Izzy, and the reason why this project is so important to me is because my mother, growing up, she had such a hard life. She was always jumping from shelter to shelter, and I know the struggles. Personally, I don't know the struggles, but I know what the struggles are because she will tell me how it was like growing up in shelters with her siblings. And in a way, this is me giving back to that community of women who need help.
This project was so important to me because society disregards women day in and day out and doesn't really take the time to look at certain social issues that are happening in this world, like period poverty, and the fact that the rates for women being homeless are larger than men being homeless. And I will do whatever I can to give back to the community and give back to someone who just needs basic hygienic necessities like tampons and pads and shower gel and deodorant and razors. And it's just very near and dear to my heart, especially being a young woman who believes in empowering women of all races, no matter their sexuality, their backgrounds, their religions. That's something that I will forever do. And I think it starts with giving back. You want to empower women who can't supply for their families. Like Nicole Johnson said earlier in this video, it's degrading, it's embarrassing, and the one thing we can do is to let them know that they don't have to do this on their own and that we are here for them. I will donate and make care packages for the rest of my life because this is one way that I can give back to women who can't provide for their families financially and who need basic help. That's why this project is so important to me, and it's not just happening to women, it's also happening to young girls, even in our school. And as the president of Ridgepoint High School's Girl Up chapter this year, I decided to take things to a different level and make care packages for the nurse's office so girls at our school who are going through this very thing have a place to get necessities such as tampons, pads, deodorant, lip balm, hand sanitizer. It doesn't matter because this is a real big problem and no one's really paying attention to it. So let's be the change. And just because social issues such as domestic abuse and period poverty tend to affect women more than men, doesn't mean men can't step up to the plate and do just what 5 high school girls did for their senior service project. Because we won't see change in this world unless we all come together to do so.